Platinum Snipers is a famous declaration of both sniping talent and commitment to using a typically challenging weapon class in Modern Warfare. You don't use a sniper in a similar way to any other gun, so completing their camo challenges can seem a daunting prospect. This video is going to be showing you my top tips and tricks for easily completing the Platinum camo challenges for the sniper rifles. I've included the best game modes to play, best attachments to use, playstyle advice, as well as guidance for the most difficult of the camo challenges. A quick disclaimer here, to get Platinum Snipers you need both all of the sniper rifles gold as well as all of the marksman rifles completed. I've broken this Platinum guide down into 2 videos, as if I didn't, this video would easily be pushing 20 minutes. This video will just be discussing the sniper rifles, while part 2, which will be linked in the description below, will discuss the marksman rifles. So with that out of the way, I now want to get on to discussing these sniper rifles. The AX50 is my personal favourite sniper, and also the one that took me the shortest amount of time to complete. On its own, it's very similar to the HDR, but once you add the ideal attachments you really get to see this gun shine. Sticking on everything that increases aim down sight time, like the assassin stock and tac laser, turns this sniper into a fast handling monster. This lets you charge around the map, sniping on the fly with a gun designed to allow you to react to enemies and get on target in as little time as possible. Now, if it wasn't already obvious, I do not like hanging back with the AX50. If you want to be getting this gun gold as quickly as possible, you need to be racking up high kills in each game. Sitting behind corners or hiding in spawn is not going to let you accomplish this. Instead, you want to be aggressively flanking enemies, working your way behind enemy objectives and moving throughout the map constantly. This sniper is at its best when you're sniping on the move, dropping enemies as you go and not sitting in one spot for extended periods of time. I am not saying charge in headfirst and try to quickscope everyone you see, as chances are that won't work out, but play tactically and aggressively, making the most of cover and putting yourself in advantageous positions. Make the most of the TAC insertion field upgrade, as it means you can repeatedly spawn behind enemy lines once you've got there. All of this is best accomplished in ground war. The large maps and huge number of players really gives you the opportunity to take advantage of the full sniper range and pick up plenty of kills in a game. This mode makes completion of challenges very easy as a result. The only challenge that really caused me a problem was mounting kills, simply because it totally disrupted my playstyle. For this camo, I'd recommend playing more defensively than normal and mounting up at every opportunity. If you see an enemy who can't see you, mount up before you kill them. It may be tedious, frustrating and everything else, but it works. Start working on this challenge as soon as you unlock it, as it will save you from suffering later on. The no attachment challenge was also a pain, simply because you lose all stealth and it's hard to react to multiple enemies rushing you with a bolt action sniper at the best of time. This one is more of a test of patience, simply because you're permanently exposed without a suppressor. Focus on picking up quick kills and never staying in one place, as you're going to turn into a big old beacon whenever you take a shot. Staying stealthy and mobile is always best with this weapon, as obviously you're at a major disadvantage at close range. This is especially true when going for the Streaks camo. Play slightly more defensively here and make sure you aren't going to be rushed by an SMG player. With a bit of thought and perhaps running EOD to counter explosives, you won't struggle picking up these required kill streaks. Generally, the AX50 is great fun to use and really shines at medium to long range engagements. Provided you play tactically and are accurate as a player, you'll have no trouble getting it gold. The HDR is purpose built for extreme range sniping. Its low bullet drop off means you can easily cross map players with minimal compensation, making it extremely easy to use. However, it has comparatively limited attachments when you look at the X50. A lack of assassin stock or stippled grip tape means you can't get that aim down sight boost that you really want. It's got a slightly slower reload speed as well, making it that little bit harder to use on the move. The best way to go about using this sniper is therefore more defensively, but still not sitting back in spawn hiding from the action. Again, ground war is going to be the best bet for racking up high kill games and progressing through camo challenges quickly. Make an effort to flank objectives and stick to covered areas of the map, preferably on the edges surrounding those objectives. With this sniper, you always want to be shooting first if at all possible, as the comparatively slow ADS means getting on target under fire is quite the challenge. So long as you adapt your playstyle to a more reserved one, you can still have great results with this weapon, you just have to learn to use it in a different way. Plus, once you've learned the bullet drop, taking advantage of the extreme range the HDR offers can be very rewarding. The major hurdle in terms of camo challenges is again mount kills. This is easier with the HDR due to its longer range. Sticking on a variable zoom or thermal scope may help you here, as you can pick up targets at a greater distance. Mount up at every possible opportunity to get this done fast, and avoid rushing at all when going for this challenge. Play defensively and allow enemies to come into your line of sight in order to make your life easier. No attachments is a pain as well, but manageable provided you make an effort to remain mobile. You'll attract plenty of attention due to the unsuppressed nature of the no attachments challenge, so take your shot and move on quickly. When going for streaks with this gun, make sure you play more defensively and stay out of the way of aggressive players who have an advantage at close range over you. It's harder to respond to surprise enemies with this sniper, so you're best off placing yourself in a position where you can pick off enemies before they're a real threat. Take advantage of the incredible range the HDR offers, and you'll have no trouble picking up the required streaks. The HDR is a competent sniper in its own right, you just have to learn to use it in a different way to the AX50. Provided you can adapt your playstyle and approach to each game, you'll still see great results. The Druganov is the third and final sniper, and one that's often forgotten about. It doesn't pack the punch of the other snipers, and its semi-automatic nature lacks the appeal of its bolt-action siblings, but the Druganov is a seriously underused weapon, and one that makes a strong case for itself. It packs a good fire rate, making double-tapping enemies much easier. It also has moderate damage, so it's going to be a one-shot kill if you hit an enemy in the upper chest or a headshot. It's never going to be a one-shot kill as regularly as the HDR, so don't expect it to be. Plus, admittedly, its slow bullet velocity does take some getting used to, but once you've mastered both accuracy and bullet drop, this thing is an absolute machine. You don't need to boost the aim down sight time with attachments, as it's fast enough on its own. Instead, focus your attachments on bullet velocity to give yourself the range boost this gun needs. The monolithic suppressor and 660mm extended barrel are both great options for this. You can also get much more aggressive with this sniper compared to the others, due to its high fire rate and larger magazine. You still need to make the most of cover and can't charge in wildly, but this gun can hold its own at medium range very easily, while range boosting attachments also let it legitimately compete with other snipers. As ever, ground war is the best option for rapidly progressing camos. You can rack up kills so easily with this sniper in this mode. Cover objectives and watch high traffic areas, as you can drop half a dozen enemies before you even need to think about reloading. The Druganov's high fire rate also lends itself to easily completing many of the camo challenges. Doing mount kills with this sniper is a doddle compared to the bolt actions. You don't need to worry about precision accuracy, as spam firing down a narrow line of sight is more effective than I'd like to admit. Obviously, make sure you're not in mid-combat when trying to mount up, but you'll be surprised how easily you breeze through these. Unfortunately though, the Druganov's low range do cause serious issues for other challenges, specifically the no attachments challenge. This can be a bit of a struggle, as without attachments, the Druganov is both loud and short ranged. I got this done in ground war, but if you can hop over to a small map playlist like Shipment 24/7, then I'd recommend doing that. I'd recommend playing as aggressively as possible and not worrying about kill streaks. Your location will be obvious to everyone once you shoot, so pick up a kill and move on. This gun can hold its own at short range, but you'll need some precision headshot accuracy for anything other than that. To maximise this gun's potential, focus on maintaining good accuracy, but exploit the high fire rate when you need to. This will let you drop enemies easily, and take on groups as well. Remember, a high fire rate doesn't make up for you missing shots. Getting a platinum snipers is both fun and a grind. Once you've learned a sniper's ins and outs, going on streaks and dropping multi-kills is perfectly possible. Doing so feels so much more rewarding than with any other gun, as there's clearly some accuracy skill involved on a different level to normal. But then, challenges like mount kills can really make this a struggle. When you unlock them though, they're a true testament to your skill and perseverance, and more than worth the effort. I hope that this video has helped you, and that you can enjoy platinum snipers as soon as possible.